screw-ups, making it snappy.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another Snappy. You're on with Mon,
And with Don,
and
And
we make our
Fiona.
own opportunity. Yes.
nice. I love that.
No, I say that.
No, that's great.
Let's do it
That's
again.
the first
Let's do
time
it
that's
again.
ever happened. No, we're keeping that in. Sorry.
Yeah, we're keeping that in. I mean, we're not called the screw ups for nothing. Diba?
True.
But yeah, I mean, yes, you're with Mon, Ton, and Fiona. And we make our own opportunities in the span of 10 minutes. So for this episode, we have a guest, and you've already said your name.
Kind of
So
introduced
maybe
yourself.
you can
No
do it
problem.
again.
Do it again. Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Go ahead,
Okay.
introduce yourself.
Okay, so hi guys, I'm Fiona Bacani. I'm an events host. I'm also a student jock at RX 93.1, and I'm also a UAAP correspondent for season 84. Fun times.
Awesome. Awesome.
All right.
All right. Can't wait. So we have, like we said, 10-minute timer. And then wherever the conversation goes, whatever is said and left unsaid by the end, bahala na lang. But yeah, whenever it's ready, we will start in 3, 2, 1. So let's talk about you being a radio host first, because we've had one other, two other radio hosts like throughout the course of all of our other like shows. I think you know Inka.
Yeah, Inka.
Yeah,
Yes.
she's our friend from Antioch. She was the first radio host we had on like
Mhm.
way last year, like
Mhm.
almost a year ago actually. But it was pretty fun, and
Oh,
you know
man.
everyone has their own different story when it comes to
Mhm.
like how they started, getting into stuff like that. So what's your story? How did you decide that you wanted to, be a radio host? Not easy. You need to have a lot of
Yeah.
confidence and like gumption,
For sure. Well, I am a broadcast communication major from UP Dalaman, and
Okay.
like back in college we do have an org. It's called Maroon FM, and it's basically that, like, it's a college run, student run college radio org. And so I guess like everything started there. And coming from my course, you kind of just see everyone, like a lot of your course mates, just go into that field. So I was like, maybe that should be interesting. Like maybe it's something fun that I could try out. And it just so happens that a lot of the people from Maroon FM were also radio jocks, like student jocks.
Mhm.
And so when the auditions came out, I literally submitted my video like 30 minutes before the deadline. And here I am, just shooting my shot. And yeah, that's what got me into this whole radio thing. And I've loved it ever since. Super fun.
Yeah, that's very cool. Your course, I mean, your eventual, like, I mean, you could say career na rin, diba, is
Mhm.
very related to your course. So meaning everything that you've studied, everything leading up to it, it's all been helpful, diba, to where you are right now. And you're also like an events host, diba?
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did that come about?
So events host. Well, I did start hosting before I went into radio. I've hosted like in high school, and then eventually it kind of just, like it's kind of the same thing, but not really, because it's just interacting with your audience, like no matter what platform. And so, yeah, like I just started hosting actually, like, when was that? 2017, 2018. And then it kind of just kept rolling after that, getting event after event. And it's, I don't know, like it's just connecting with people really that I feel like I love the most. And so it's also what landed me into all these other things that I've been doing lately. So yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
really
like what you
soft
said
though,
about
diba?
connecting people.
Mhm.
Yeah, at least you have experience in connecting people, like through events hosting, like in person, diba?
Yeah.
And through radio, through the radio waves. So, ayun,
Through not
diba?
face to face,
Not face to face.
through
Yes.
screen to screen,
Yeah. Mic to mic, I
Yeah.
Mic to
guess.
mic, mic to mic.
Mic to mic. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And it's nice how like all of these things that you're doing, the skills that you learn in one of them can be applied to the others too, right?
Mm.
Especially, like the more that you speak in front of strangers, the more confidence you get to kind of share yourself, and
Yeah.
that helps with like the tone that you set, the vibe. The event host really needs to be very, in command of everything, and needs to
Yeah.
show that they're confident enough to share themselves with everyone else. And I guess that sort of helped you too, right? When you were I don't know, auditioning to be correspondent too. I mean, I know you can't like share stuff about that, but like,
Yeah.
how did your skills from being a radio host and being an events, host help you when you were, to be? It's still public speaking, but it's a different environment completely. Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, all
directed
three of
towards a
them,
specific
technically.
topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you could say it's all vibes, man.
it's all vibes.
No,
Need the GVs, no BVs.
exactly.
Mm.
No, I guess, well, being a correspondent, it's a lot of talking and it's also a lot of connecting with different people. So this one, I guess, like it was something completely different for me. Like sure, like speaking on the radio or doing hosting, like you kind of already have like a flow of things, like what to
Mhm.
do, what to say.
Mm.
But when it came to auditioning to be a correspondent, it was like a completely like different level for me. Again, I just shot my shot. I did know a few people who, like from my school, from my college, who eventually went on to become courtside reporters, or like what we call them now, correspondents. And then I don't know, like it was scary and nerve wracking, but it was also so exciting to, just take on another challenge. And how my skills helped me, well, again, they're speaking. And, I feel like I personally am just a people person. Like I love talking to people. I love listening to their stories. And being a correspondent, it's just another way of like being a bridge to people and telling stories that people want to keep hearing. So I feel like it's that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly that. I love that. Yeah, I remember today that one episode we had also with a courtside reporter
Mm,
for volleyball naman. Ayun, like she also mentioned nga yung being that like medium for people to see the
mm,
stories nga of the players and all that, diba? Kasi I mean, if not food, I think sports is another thing that really brings
Brings a lot of people
Filipinos
together.
together,
Yeah.
diba?
yep.
Oh, yeah, massive respect to you guys. I know like people generally when they watch UAP games, they're like focused
Mm,
on the game, diba?
yeah.
Pero for you guys, I actually appreciate nga, all of the tidbits that you guys like report about like what's happening during like the game, kung ano yung ginagawa ng mga players, coaches, and all that. Because it's
Mm,
not easy eh. Diba?
it
You really
isn't.
have to, hindi pwedeng ano ka eh, like just watching the game, enjoying it. You really have to be present at all times. And
Mhm.
that's really hard to do. Especially with like yung mga schedule nyo, for sure it's very hectic, diba? I mean,
For
Yeah.
sure.
And also, it's just, like, it's not just being present during the game, it's also like a lot of writing. I feel like, like
mm,
a common misconception that people always have about courtside reporters is na,
Mhm.
oh, like they already know what to say anyway. That's not true, like at all.
yeah.
Sometimes like
Oo.
you really have to write on the spot. And it's crazy. Like sometimes there are so many things to talk about, and you really have to cherry pick what you want to say to make it
Mhm.
relevant to the
Yeah.
game and to the audience. So it's very like pressuring, but it's super fun. Like having that, like different angle to your stories every single time. It's super exciting.
Yeah, for sure. I
Mm.
think for everyone, because like who's watching it, they're kind of just viewing it from the audience's point of view. But then
Yeah.
for you guys to actually like be there, talking about what's going on while it's
Mhm.
happening, right? And having to relay it back to us, to the audience. Like, how does it feel to be in front of
Mhm.
the camera? Like that must be such a surreal
Oh
thing to just
man.
think that how many TVs kaya in the whole Philippines are like watching this right now, right?
It's
Mm.
okay. Honestly, like it's super naka self-conscious. Because you don't really see
Yeah.
yourself because you have to look at the
Yeah,
camera
of
all the
course.
all the time, and then you only see yourself in like replays or when people like post stories of you. So ayun, for one, it's very self-conscious, but also I guess coming off of this whole pandemic situation, it's just weird being there mismo. Like it's not like it's face to face. So obviously like it's a completely different experience as compared
Mhm.
like when we're on Zoom, like pwede ka pa mag-ayos mga kung ano-ano. But then like
True.
when you're there, you kind of can't really control the environment. So you just have to be there, you have to be present, you have to
Yeah.
smile, and you have to deliver your reports well.
Mm.
So it's a lot of pressure. But again, like a different experience and it's so fun. Like it's probably the first time I've been like on television like that. So it's exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. And I
diba?
mean,
Even
if
though
you
it's
hadn't
hard,
if you hadn't opened yourself
yeah.
up the way that you did, then RX would have lost a host. UAP would have lost a potential correspondent, right? So to think how many lives you've affected by just being more confident in yourself and being more
Yeah.
open to experiences, because I really think that's something that we can't take for granted talaga now, especially having gone through 2 years of the shit storm, right? After people are like, we lived, well, at least for me, my mentality now is we lived through a pandemic, like why are we still waiting to do things?
Yeah,
Like as long as it's
that's
safe, as
true.
long as you're not like, as long as you're following all the, be safe guys, safety precautions, everyone social distance please, so there's no more
Social distance,
surge.
wear your masks, wash your
Yes.
hands.
But
No,
yeah, this
yeah,
is
but
really the time talaga, right? Where we should be
Yeah.
sharing more of ourselves with everybody else, because we waited long enough. 2 years is a long ass time.
exactly. And we have lost like a huge, huge chunk of our lives over the past 2 years. So, I mean, just shoot your shot. I mean,
Yes.
that's the only way that you'll ever get places. Like, if you're too scared to do anything, then, like, that's not going to get you anywhere. Just jump into it head first, but be safe. But yeah, like,
Yeah,
just
of
jump into
course.
things, and you never know where it will land you. Like,
You really don't.
so many amazing things in store if you just go for it.
Yeah. Oh, and like going back now to your experiences as a
Mm,
courtside reporter, diba? Even though it's, difficult, diba, at times, as long as you're doing something you're passionate about, diba, it really makes everything worthwhile. Worth it nga, diba? And I actually also
yes.
like nga, na something I noticed with, alam mo na yung mga reporters natin sa UAP and all that. You
Mm,
guys really have this nice little like family dynamic going on with your fellow courtside reporters.
yeah.
Diba? Parang nagkakaroon din ng, alam mo na, camaraderie, and like the fans, parang, ano nga eh, they really appreciate you guys, like, and your work a lot more
Yeah.
than, like, as I've noticed that. So it's really
Mm.
great seeing all of that, diba? So how does it feel being, a part of like a family na, diba, of your fellow courtside reporters, diba?
Well, for one, we really do have to stick together because this is the first time that it's ever happened in the entirety of the UAAP history. Like, there are two sets of correspondents, so one for basketball and one for volleyball. And I mean, because
Yeah.
we are together a lot, like we did have workshops, like just bonding with each other a lot. It's we do have to stick together because we're the only ones who ever know like what we're going through.
Yeah,
So
of
it's just
course.
it's just an amazing experience to be with all these people. Like we do call each other like siblings. As in, we do have like a Telegram group chat na just UAAP
Cute.
Oh, that's
siblings.
great.
Yeah. And
That's
we all
great.
just bond, talk about stuff like, oh, how's your experience like reporting for this team? Ganyan, ganyan. Like, it's just it's like a huge barkada. And it's great because we all know what we're going through. So it's so amazing to have.
Yeah, for sure. That
Yeah,
must be
that really
so.
helps, no? Especially if you're having like a tough day and all that. You have
Yeah.
people who relate with you, and you can like ask each other for like help, diba? And for sure, marinig ko
Yeah.
yung mga ano niyo, diba? Yung mga higher ups niyo, diba? Who guide you and all that.
Mm.
So being in an environment like that, it really helps. So yeah, good for you guys.
Yeah, super. Must be super uplifting.
It
Nice change of
is.
pace after, quarantine phase, right?
Yeah, and everyone's just so supportive.
Oh,
Like,
that's
we
the
all just
best.
hype each other up all the time. Like, no matter what, someone posts something, like, yeah, go girl. Like, get it. So it's super fun. Like, I love my UAP siblings so much.
I'm sure they love you also. Like they're gonna be
They
listening to this for
better.
sure.
They
They're gonna be
better.
sharing this for
They're
sure.
better. I'm
All
sure they
right,
do.
so
Yeah.
we have one more question. This is nothing related to like UAP or radio. It's just something fun that we do with all of
Super
our guests that
random.
we have on this like mini
Mhm.
series, yeah. And to keep up with the theme of super like random like topics. We like wrote like 30 random, like all over the place questions. We numbered 1 to 30. And every time we have a guest on, we ask them to pick a number. And
Okay.
then yeah, they just answer the question. So pick a number between 1 to 30.
1 to 30. 5.
Number
Five.
five
Alright.
is, who is your favorite Sesame Street character?
Doesn't get any more random than that. Right there.
My favorite Sesame Street character. Can I choose two?
Yeah,
Yeah, go.
Okay, so one is Cookie Monster. Like
of
I
course.
remember, like I really used to have like a Cookie Monster jacket, like way
Oh.
back in grade school. I don't know why I have it. It's just I don't know. Like I always just found Cookie Monster super cute because I also love sweets. I
It's
love
the best.
cookies. I
Cookie
love
Monster is the best.
yes.
Amen.
I
Right
agree.
there.
And like my wrecker, my bias wrecker is Count Dracula. Because growing up,
Ooh.
like I super loved the color purple. Like I love
Oh,
Barney.
yeah.
I don't know. And because
Purple's
he's
dope.
purple, it is. So I was like, okay, like I like this guy because he's purple.
'Cause he's
Like really,
purple.
I swear, man. Like growing up, I was just like, okay, I like anything pink or purple. And so like because
Hmm.
Barney was purple, and so I saw Count Dracula, I was like, oh my gosh, like he's purple too. Like it's so babaw, but for real.
Yeah, he's definitely
Good with
very
numbers, too.
underrated.
For
Good
sure.
with numbers.
Yeah. And purple.
Yes, violet, guys. Bring back purple. I just bought a purple shirt from Uniqlo. Like it was all out of the size that I wanted
Yeah.
was all out of stock. I think because of the army and everything, right? They probably got it because it's a very close color to the army purple. So I have a feeling a lot of people got it because of that. But
Because
yeah,
it's purple. I see.
purple's pretty
See,
dope.
purple
regardless.
supremacy, man.
Goodbye. Goodbye.
So that was. I'm not gonna say the time because it's like more than 10 minutes, but
Okay.
yeah, that was more than 10
Totally
minutes. See how
fine.
fast time just like flies by and shit.
When you're talking about
Mm.
your favorite colors. I agree.
And your favorite Sesame Street character.
Yep.
Why is there no
Highlight of the
purple Sesame
episode.
Street? That's so weird. That can't be. It's only the count. No way. I have to research that.
Yeah.
I don't even remember him having purple.
He's
stuff.
like light purple,
Yeah, he's like
Mm,
like
lavender.
super light purple. But you don't notice because he has the green, like cloak and
Uh-huh.
everything.
No, but he's purple, right?
Yeah, he is purple.
Okay.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like a
I'm
really
gonna
bright
have-
purple.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
look it
Don't
up
worry,
here.
don't worry. No one getting canceled today.
No fake news here.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you want to plug anything, you want people to follow you, want them to follow the UAP games, of course. Like anything you want to
Yeah.
plug, go ahead.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on my social media accounts. That's at Fiona Main, Maine. And for volleyball season, I'll actually be reporting for the UP Lady Fighting Maroons. So guys, catch the
Ooh.
games. It starts May 5, and you can find us Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Yeah, and hello
Alright.
also to my UAAP siblings and to Renzo and to the rest of my friends. Hi.
Sup, all of you. Too many to plug, I guess, down there, but yeah, you've been mentioned, so special na yan.
Shout outs, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, thank you so much for being here with us. We know 10 minutes was kind of bit in, but that's part of why we do this
Yeah.
10-minute show. It's kind of just like a potential like intro and gives leeway for us to invite our guests back. So you're
Mhm.
always welcome back if you want to talk about anything. Like you're part of the Screw Up family now. Like go along, just hit us up and
Yeah.
you can record another episode. Like sure people
For
would love to
sure.
hear you again. Like when this comes out,
Yeah.
everyone's gonna be like, ano ba ang bitin? Diba 10 minutes?
Well, thank you guys for having me. It's so fun. And that Sesame Street question, man, keep that in mind.
We
for
forgot about
probably
that.
the
Thank
rest
you.
of my
Game changer.
interviews,
Thank you so much.
Mm.
But yeah,
And best of luck. Best of luck. And
Yes.
keep doing what you're doing.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you on
And
TV
guys
for
too.
sure.
Yes,
We're
please
just
watch
gonna
our
be like,
games.
"Hey,
It's gonna be fun. It's Fiona.
Yeah. Mhm.
Thank you guys. Thank
Of
you.
course. And thank you to everyone who's listening. Thank you to everyone who's been supporting our content. This has been another Screw Up Snappy, and we will see you guys in the next episode.